How's it going, everyone? I hope you're having a great day, because today we have a story of one of the most spoiled rich kids ever accidentally destroying his dad's $6 million Bugatti car. And let me just say that it was kind of karma for what he was doing before. But anyway, sit back, relax, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and let's call the subscriber who submitted this story Charlie. So anyways, in Charlie's class, there's this spoiled kid who is just kind of known as the spoiled kid. People got along with him, like everyone and him were kind of friendly, but he didn't have any super close friends, and that wasn't necessarily because everyone at the school was like mean to this kid. In fact, they weren't. It was mostly because this kid every once in a while would have like, he would say something or he would do something that would just kind of show that he was like very clearly not a great kid. He was very spoiled, which at the end of the day, you could definitely argue that that was because of the parents and not because of him. And that is totally fair, right? That is totally fair and a totally valid statement. But either way, kids, they're not going to like spend all their time with people they don't really like. And so anyways, all of a sudden, this all happened in like first year of high school. So freshman year, Charlie and a bunch of his friends got an invitation from the spoiled kid. And it was like over a text message. They were all put into this big group chat. He said, "Hey, this is Spoiled Kid." Obviously said his real name, but I'm just going to insert Spoiled Kid with his actual name. He's like, "Hey, this is Spoiled Kid. Like, it's my birthday coming up. If you're in this group chat, you're all invited to my house this Saturday. It's a sleepover, so come from whenever to whenever. Like, make sure, like, this is the address. Like, make sure to, like, respond to this if you're coming." And the thing is, like, while people weren't, like, necessarily super close friends with them, I mean, a sleepover is a sleepover, and they also knew that this kid was going to have a pretty cool house. They're like, you know what? Might as well give this kid a chance. Why not? So I'd say the majority of the kids in that group chat did respond like, yeah, sure, like, I'll talk to my parents, and then the majority said, yeah, okay. So let's fast forward to that day, that Saturday. Charlie and his mom, or Charlie's mom was driving Charlie over, and Charlie's mom's like, I thought you said you didn't like this kid very much. And, Charlie's like, yeah, but, I didn't really know him before, and he invited me to a sleepover as well as all my friends. So worst comes to worst, like, what's going to happen? Like, I'm just going to, like, not like this kid, but I'm going to be at a sleepover with all my friends. And best case scenario, he's actually kind of cool, and I met a new friend. So, like, I really don't see the downside with this. And Charlie's mom's like, well, no, that's totally fine. Like, I encourage you to do this. That's totally cool, whatever. So anyways, they pull up to his house, and this is, like, the most incredible house they've ever seen. Like, it's like one of those houses you'd see on TV that you're like, wow, that is, like, a ton of money, definitely, to buy that house. That is the type of house that the spoiled kid lived in. So anyways, Charlie gets there, and the spoiled kid's mom, presumably, or we're assuming it's his mom, greets them at the door. It's like, oh, hi, like, you must be, and there's a pause. He's like, Charlie. She's like, Charlie, of course. She didn't know who he was, but whatever. She's like, yeah, all the other kids are inside. They're with spoiled kid right now. Remember, his mom didn't actually say they're with spoiled kid. His mom was like, oh, it said the actual name, but we're putting that as a placeholder. So Charlie's like, okay, so I'll just go in. She's like, I can take your bags. And, she grabbed the bags, put them in this big top pile. And just walking through the house, like, Charlie was just realizing, wow, I'm really poor. And the thing is, Charlie was very solidly middle class. But I don't know if you've ever been in situations where this stuff is just so nice and it makes you think, wow, like, I live in squalor. I'm destitute, which you're not, but you're like, wow, in comparison, wow. I've definitely been in plenty of those situations, and I'm chilling, I'm doing fine. But anyways, right, so Charlie, he walks in, he's just looking around, and he goes past the kitchen. It's a massive, like, granite countertop with, like, it's, like, all super clean and shiny and high-tech, and there's a massive TV, and he looks outside through the window. There's a big pool, the backyard keeps going. It's incredible, right? Anyways, he walks into the room with all the kids, or he doesn't walk into the room with all the kids. He hears the noise of all the kids, all of his friends. And he goes up the stairs, and Charlie, or the spoiled kid's mom's like, all right, I'm going to go back downstairs. I think you can find your way. And so Charlie's walking down the alley, or not the alley, but down this corridor, and he hears all the noise coming from the room. And there's, like, a big sign saying, spoiled kid's room, stay out. Like one of those, like, fake vanity signs or whatever. Beware of dogs, stuff like that. And he opens it up, and he sees all his friends in there talking, and also the spoiled kid. And the spoiled kid's like, hey, Charles? He's like, Charlie. Hey, Charlie, welcome. This is my room. It's pretty cool. I was just showing off to some people. And he's like, so this is my watch collection. They're all like, ooh. They're like, this is a Rolex Submariner. It is quite the fanciest watch ever. It's not actually, but whatever. Is this Submariner or Aqua? I don't know. Anyways, he's like, yes, and this was a gift for my 7th birthday, and it was from my father. I call him Papa. You shall call him Papa as well. And Charlie's like, what? Why would I? Never mind. And so the Spoiled Kid's like, anyways, so let me show you over here. He said, this is my gaming setup. And Charlie was a bit of a gamer. He's a bit of a gamer himself, right? You know, he enjoyed a bit of the Fortnite. You know how it goes. But you know, he played on a Chromebook and a crappy mouse, like, and his like iPod, or not iPod, his like iPad or whatever. Like, he was fine. He could play, and he was quite good. But like, when he played games, he was on the budget setup. He was on like your very standard person setup. I shouldn't even say budget setup. That's just a very standard setup, right? And he comes over here, and the Spoiled Kid has like the most like a billion hertz monitor, like big, it's like 15 like gaming computers all hooked up with like the fanciest whatever, big chroma keyboard with way too much disposable income. Like, it is the biggest, most insane like gaming setup he has ever seen, especially for someone. And then the Spoiled Kid goes on to say like, yeah, I'm kind of a casual gamer. And Charlie's like, what? He's like, yeah, I play like Minecraft. And Charlie's like, bro, you don't need like 2 terabytes of storage to play Minecraft. You don't need X number of gigabytes of RAM to play Minecraft. Whatever. You know, maybe he downloaded the More TNT mod and he was trying to like blow up the nuke in the Minecraft mod without like lagging his computer, so he needed the NASA computer. But whatever, man. Anyways, you know, the Spoiled Kid continues to show them around the house. And, you know, Charlie goes up to one of his friends. He's like, bro, is this all we're going to be doing today? Like, just going around the house, listening to this kid tell us about how rich he is? And his friend's like, I mean, I've been here for 30 minutes longer than you have, and that's been the entire time so far. Like, that's literally been all we've done. Like, that's literally all we've done. And, you know, Charlie's like, bro, well, okay, maybe this will end soon. I saw a pool out there that's pretty sick. Maybe we'll be able to chill or hang out in there, or he probably has a movie theater in his basement or something, which turns out he actually did, but that's not super relevant to the story. And maybe, I don't know, maybe he'll let us watch a movie or something. So sure enough, they keep walking around, and the Spoiled Kid is like, and this is my insert expensive thing, and this is my insert expensive thing, and by my, it just means his parents bought it, but whatever, or moving on. And this is where, you know, the Spoiled Kid begins his downfall. Because he brings them outside, and he shows them off to this massive, super cool, like, pool area. He brings them, and he, like, shows them around, like, the most exquisite, like, lush garden they've ever seen. Like, one of the craziest things they've ever seen. Brings them over to, I don't know, like, all these other places outside. And that's where eventually they make it to the car garage. And the Spoiled Kid is like, this is my favorite. And remember, they're freshmen in high school. They don't have driver's license. They probably don't even have their permits yet. But sure enough, the Spoiled Kid is like, and here you are about to see something that will bless your eyes. And everyone's kind of just, they're interested. They're intrigued. Don't get me wrong. They're intrigued. So the Spoiled Kid goes over, takes out one of those like garage door opener clicker things, clicks it open. The garage door starts to lift up, and there's like 4 cars in this massive car garage. And, you know, the Spoiled Kid is like, this one, goes over to a car, gives it a pat, is my favorite. And he goes on to explain that this is his father's prize, $6 million Bugatti, like the most insane car you've ever seen. And Charlie, the Spoiled Kid's like, yeah, this is practically my car. Like, I know it's my dad's car, but, you know, it's practically my car by extension. And all the other kids are kind of looking at him, kind of rolling their eyes or whatever. And he's like, you know what? I think, you know, who wants to take it for a spin? And one kid raises his hand, and the Spoiled Kid's like, psych! You really thought I'd let you guys drive the $6 million Bugatti? And that's when everyone starts looking at each other like, bro, why did we come to this again? Like, we knew this kid was the worst. Why did we give him a chance? Moral of the story, don't give people chances. I'm kidding. But anyways, right, he's like, you know what? But since, you know, I want to bless you guys with some great Bugatti action, I think I'm going to take it for a spin, and you guys can watch. And, you know, Charlie's like, great. We get to watch you drive a car. That's awesome. He doesn't say this, but they all kind of silently watch as the spoiled kid opens up the car door. He's like, so some lessons for when you have your own Bugattis, which is never going to happen. But I guess lessons for your dreams when you dream about having a Bugatti. At this point, everyone's like, bro, what? They all start looking at each other like, this kid's the worst. But anyways, the spoiled kid goes on to say, the first thing you want to do is you want to check the fuel. And he opens it up. He says, yep, only the finest premium fuel in here. He said, a Bugatti... It's prone to breaking. It's very high maintenance because it is just so complex and awesome. He said, okay, now I'm going to get in. And you see this? And he's like, all right, I'm going to start the car. And he turns it on. He's like, oh, hear that engine. Oh, it's so nice. Everyone's like, okay. And he's like, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put it in drive. But the problem is, the spoiled kid did not put the car in drive. He put it in reverse. And he's like, and then watch how it can go from 0 to 100 so fast, which is a stupid move to drive out of your driveway or from your car garage, because they had like a big driveway out of their car garage. They were on big acreage of land. It was crazy. But it's still kind of stupid to try and go 0 to 100 from, your car garage out. But the spoiled kid was about to go 0 to 100 in reverse in a car garage. So spoiled kid, literally, not even checking anything, not even giving it a little tap to see if it was going to go forward or not, slams on the gas after telling everyone to move out of the way. And he goes back at like 60 miles per hour and goes right through the back of the car garage. And he takes his foot off the gas, of course. And that's when everyone rushes over, because this kid just blew through the back of his car garage in a car super quickly. And the kid is totally fine. But he gets out of the car. He's like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my. Anyways, if you made it this far into the video, comment spoiled down below. That'll be the secret word of the day. I just like to see how many people made it this far into the video. I'll try and heart some comments as well of people who made it this far, as I do appreciate it. And also, I know the videos have been going up in 720p instead of 1080p in the last couple days. Dude, I'm up in Maine for a couple days, and it literally took me, no joke, it took me 8 hours to upload a video yesterday. So yeah, deal with it. That's all I'm trying to say. And the videos are a little bit shorter for that reason too. Anyways, let's just get back to it. And also, binge watch the videos to support the channel as always. And in the comments, let me know what you're doing while binge watching the videos. Anyways, right, so, Charlie and all the kids rush over to the spoiled kid to see if he's okay. So everyone rushes over, and sure enough, the spoiled kid is fine. But it just happens to be that, he's out of the car, and he's screaming. He's like, oh, no, you guys, you don't understand what just happened. So everyone looks around, and the back of the car garage is completely blown out. Because it was made of this, fancy wood or whatever. It wasn't, supposed to have, a car ram through it at, 60 miles per hour. So it completely blew out. But the worst part is the back of the Bugatti is so smashed up. The front of it is fine. The place where the spoiled kid was sitting is totally fine. But the back of the Bugatti, the $6 million Bugatti that was practically his, totally wasn't, but whatever, is completely busted up. And the thing is, right, the blowing through the back of the garage made a lot of noise. That made a lot of noise, right? So all of a sudden you hear a yelling of hey, is everyone okay? The spoiled kid's like, oh my God, it's my mom. She's gonna tell my dad about this, and I am so screwed. One of you guys has to take the blame. One of you guys has to take the blame now. And no one's going to take the blame, bro. No one's about to take the blame for your mess up at the end of the day. So, the spoiled kid's mom comes over and she's like, oh my God, because she's looking around and she's like, spoiled kid, did you destroy your father's prized car? She starts to tear up a little bit. And spoiled kid's like, no, Mom, it was one of these boneheads who kicked me down and jumped into one of the cars and blew it up. And she turned around, she's like, which one of you little boys did this? You don't understand what you did. And they literally, everyone, including Charlie, came together in unison and is like, no, we didn't do anything, ma'am. It was your son. I hate to say it, your son was showing off, right? Your son was trying to show off in this car to us. We didn't touch it. And she's like, well, why would I believe you over my own son? And they're like, look who has the keys. And sure enough, they turn around and the spoiled kid has the keys in his pocket. And he's like, Mom, I just took this from them. When someone broke the car, I just took it. And, you know, at this point, the spoiled kid's mom doesn't know who to believe. And she's like, you know, this whole place is security camera, especially the barn because of how expensive the car is. Let's just check the cameras. You have one more chance not to lie to me. And the spoiled kid, instead of coming clean, was like, no, Mom, I swear. Maybe he was hoping the security camera got damaged when he blew out the back. But, you know, his mom goes to the house, and they all kind of follow with her, right, because they're curious. She goes inside. She kind of rummages around, gets to the computer, turns on the app that, like, has the video recording of everything going on. She opens it up, and she's like, oh, my God, spoiled kid, it was you. So sure enough, she starts yelling at the spoiled kid, and, you know, Charlie and his friends can overhear, like, your dad's going to hear about this. He's coming back tonight from a very important business trip. Like, this is crazy. And then all of a sudden, the spoiled kid's mom comes out and says, hi, everyone. I'm so sorry, but due to an unforeseen event, and kind of looks over at the spoiled kid who's in, like, the corner of shame, I'm gonna have to ask you guys to call your parents to pick you guys up. I'm so sorry. So everyone starts calling their parents, and parents come one by one, and then Charlie gets in the car, and his mom's like, oh my God, like, what happened? Like, why were you picked up? And Charlie's like, do I have a story? Click on the video on screen right now. I know you'll enjoy it. Just click it, do it.